Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Bloodlust Open, day number 1 with Solid Jake and Dunk Train. I look over at that green screen, I just smile every time, Dunk Train.
It's so nice to have a red screen instead of a green screen, Jake.
The Sea of Blood, as Twitch chat called it. I mean, it is Bloodlust. So, we're going into game 3, imported support, going up against Conform. We've been following Conform all day long. They're opening up on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but before we get into the draft, I just need to call out all of the relevant things happening here with this event. So this is a qualifier. The main event is next week where we are going ham, Dunk, KO, Zoya, they're all flying out here. Even Kubi will be coming out to the Arcane 8 studio. Also, this event is purely community driven. Well, it was, and then Ting came in and made all of the live event possible. We've got SteelSeries giving us prizing for 3rd, 4th, and gear for the studio. And Matcherino, our initial sponsor, how we initially launched this event, they are doing a crowdfunding campaign. And guys, I have to hand it to the Heroes community, and I can't thank you enough. This event has raised more money from start to finish than any Matcherino event in the history of the platform. If you look at their rankings, technically Seat Story Cup is above us, but that's because their prize pool started at 20K. They only raised like $500 compared to what we have done, start to finish. And right now it says Darkmuck has donated 1,000. I think there's like an issue with that. I don't know if that's true, but regardless, we are at $9,159 right now. We were like at that threshold where we're going to do an exhibition event later this year. We're doing a special town hall. We're going to have an analyst couch, which made me spend a lot of money to make this badass thing upstairs, but it's so worth it because next week's event will be amazing. And so many people scooped up these coaching sessions, which we'll be organizing for all the players or all the fans that bought those. We will be organizing that for immediately after the event. But thank you guys so much for supporting the event, making it as grand as it is. And the one final plug I'm going to give here right now before we continue on is we do, in fact, have a Teespring shirt. So Teespring campaign, pretty much all the proceeds from this campaign benefit like production costs because it is expensive to fly everyone out here and buy all this new gear. And you can buy that shirt at teespring.com/bloodlust_GG. And those are available in both North America and Europe. The Europe campaign is technically separate because that benefits shipping costs and it makes it easier for everyone over in the realm of Europe. And of course, they're Twitch branded. They've got the Arcane 8 logo on the back. This is the first ever Arcane 8 shirt. And I've worked with Teespring in the past. The hoodies look dank, just ready for the fall season. So that is something else, another way to help support Bloodlust as an event. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dunk wants a shirt. I know he does.
Those shirts are so sick looking, dude. I can't wait to get mine. It's going to be sweet.
Oh, no, the draft is going.
That's okay. We're on Tomb of the Spider Queen. You know, we didn't miss too much.
That's true. The standards.
There
Oh, Ariel, that is weird, though. I just see the Ariel ban. I mean, it's not weird, but it's the first time of the day.
It is the first time of the day, but I mean, we've seen that Ariel be absolutely dominating. She might even have a 100% win rate on the day. Like, she has absolutely crushed. And no surprise there.
As a longtime professional support player for what was the BlizzCon champions last year, seeing a new support finally added into the game that's like having impact, does it just make you a little sad, Dunk? You're like, I want to play her.
No, it makes me happy, Jake. It makes me excited for the new era of heroes where we have the dominance of another support hero.
That's true.
Flashy way. Finally. Now, on the other hand, Zool, first pick, we see a lot of on to the Spider Queen, but Conform immediately took the Kerrigan.
I like that.
Yeah, I do like it. And we've seen a lot of people talk about the Kerrigan-Zool matchup, how Kerrigan is so threatening to Zool. Plus, I think the Johanna is good synergy here because she'll actually take care of the waves so well that the Zool, I think, is actually going to be negated pretty hard in this composition. Yeah, and you don't want your first pick to already be like mitigated countered so hard.
Right, and like Johanna, like you think of her as like not a common support, but she's amazing on this map. The interesting thing to me, though, is just like the lack of prioritization on Sylvanas. I mean, she's not the end-all be-all, but she is a strong pick here. But it's going to be that Falstad locked in for imported support, and they're in no way, shape, or form in a situation where they need the Sylvanas. Having Zool and Falstad, plenty of lane clear. They're hovering their Brexit support, Rhaegar.
Will we see another Bloodlust, though, today? That's the real question, Jake.
Ooh, you know, they keep telling me they have the spiciest cheese lined up for this event. Is this the Skeletal Mages? Like, you have the Gust as part of, like, basically you're denying the Gust from being a disengage for the Bloodlust. It could be. Auto attack Falstad, the dream.
If he goes auto attack Falstad, ooh, that would be nice.
Spicy.
Yeah, get that Seasoned Marksman stag, plus Bloodlust, plus Giant Killer. Let's go, boys.
And, I mean, what are you going to do? Bless Shield and run away?
No.
Oh. Well, Sylvanas, you know, and honestly, the moment they see that Sylvanas banned, they're like, oh, they think that we want the more lane clear. Like, that's not going to help them escape. If we see something like Zeratul ban, something like VP, maybe, how does Medic do versus Bloodlust?
I don't know. Medic doesn't really seem like that good against Bloodlust.
Yeah, I mean, the grenade's not that scary to knock away.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the deal was with that ban.
They're probably just not even. They're trying to not show their cards. Medic could be really powerful with the Johanna Kerrigan on itself.
I do like Medic Johanna and Kerrigan as well. Like, those two can just stand like at the front, and if you have a Medic healing, it's so hard to kill either of them. Ooh, Thrall highlight here for Conform Esports. Imported support probably did not expect the potential for a Thrall pick here, just because almost no teams are willing to run tank plus double melee assassin. Like, it makes your team comp so reliant on getting in melee range, but that is an insane amount of counter engage. I don't think you can run Bloodlust into Thrall Kerrigan just because that's so much AoE stun that you're going to be trying to walk into, and that just doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hard engage. It's a lot of early game. How will imported support craft the rest of their composition? Muradin, good warrior for the Orc life. Okay, this could be it. This could be it, boys. Syndragosa engage.
Yeah, Cindy engage.
Chat hates me so much right now. I guarantee it.
Why?
Because every time I talk about Bloodlust, everyone does Failfish.
Yeah, but I mean, this tournament is literally named Bloodlust. I think you're allowed to talk. I'm not sure. As long as we keep talking about it to only when there's actually a Rhaegar pick. So pretty much every game, that should be right.
Oh, man. Well, Conform, they haven't locked in their support yet. They might be saying, oh, goodness, do we have to go Brightwing and just pop the Emerald Wind as like our failsafe to run away? That is still an option on the table for them, but she's not the ideal versus this composition. Like, having Brightwing alone for the healing would be tough, especially considering they do have that Kerrigan, so they will go for Uther, who doesn't have the amazing disengage that they might want, and now that just leaves them with really Sundering as their escape.
Yeah. Bloodlust could actually work here. Arthas and Muradin both benefit a ton, especially in the late game from Bloodlust. Plus, they're kind of tanky. They don't necessarily need that Ancestral on the front line, especially if they're just running over their opponents. I could see it working. The problem is the Zool doesn't benefit that much from it, so I don't know. I could see them just going Ancestral, but we'll see.
Why would you say that?
You know, I want to have faith. I want to believe, Jake, but I don't want to get all the viewers' hopes up so high, man. They're going to be so disappointed when they don't see the Bloodlust. I have to try and mitigate their expectations, you know, so they can be hype when it happens, or not soul crushed when it doesn't.
I'll be dead honest with you right now. The Arc life is the only life to live. And like, for whatever reason, all I just keep thinking of is that Draenor commercial. It's like, we will never be slaves. I wish that Twitch commercial is still playing.
I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
I'm gonna download it and just start playing it like as like Blizzard,
just loop it
for like Blizzard's last expansion. Not even Legion.
Yeah.
They're like, Jake, we're not even happy. Like, stop doing this. Like, they get upset with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Worth.
All right, I'm gonna give the players the GLHF here in this game. Bro Sidon telling everyone to, he's like being like that referee, the umpire, like the boxers are in the ring, and he's like, have a good clean fight, friends, you know, be good, be tame, be happy, nerds.
Be happy, nerds.
Yes, the Failfish is in chat. I love it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you live for, huh?
I do. I mean, if I'm not Failfishing, then I'm doing something wrong.
That's true. All right, they're loading in here. All right. I just can't wait to see Fawcett's level 1 talent. Like, if it's Seasoned Marksman, it's definitely Bloodlust.
Oh, you're immediately a believer.
Oh,
Gathering Storm. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
In pepperonis, the dream's dead.
No, it's okay, Dunk. Austin? Dunk, I'm sorry that you have to listen to my cat meowing the whole cast.
I love cats meowing. It's fine.
All right, guys. Well, we are going in to the third round of the day. And at this point, imported support, the favorites. I mean, they just came off a top 8 placing from the fall season. Actually, yeah, they got top 8, but they did win a game. But that was on BOE, and I deleted BOE from this tournament. Did I just kill them? Are they done?
They might be. They are creep blocking like no joke though, so
Well, they
will
got
give them a
warrior.
slight advantage in positioning.
All right, just gonna clean that up, grab their gems, and begin the rotations slightly before, as mentioned. Looking at the level 1 talents, we do in fact have Lightning Bond picked up here for Rhaegar. It's a little SMRky. We also got some Smork Backlash picked up here. And Reverb can be picked up from Muradin.
Yeah, no surprises there. Arthas versus Thrall in the bottom lane. It's interesting. Both of those heroes actually have kill pressure on the other when they get ganks. Oh my god, a huge character combo.
Yeah, on 2, but the heals are there. We do see the Bone Prison forcing Heyo back. And that's the end of that engagement.
That was a little funny. Expected a little more out of that Kerrigan combo, but still early. Hard to kill targets off of it. The Li Ming combo only hit the Zool, plus he popped the shield, so that is a long cooldown. They can look for kills while that's down.
Okay, Kerrigan combo whiffs this time. The damage flying in on the Oculus, and with that backlash, it's going to be a big threat. Johanna does take a fair bit of damage, but Li Ming responds with a full combo on Ignition.
Yeah, Ignition almost went down there. I don't think he was expecting that. Quite a bit of damage from the Arcane Missiles plus the Orb, but not enough. And that is one of the dangers of Kerrigan when she goes in for those kills. If the whole team just focuses her, and you don't have enough damage to instantly kill the targets she hit, or like a D-shield or something to protect her, then she can go down. Of course, later in the game she'll be more protected as Uther gets more of those tools to deal with the return fire. But right now, pretty even overall. Slight experience lead in favor of imported support, mostly because of that kill. But they haven't really gotten any pressure because of the Zool. Like, it hasn't actually done too much yet to the wall, and I think Conform has to be happy about it.
Oh, Ignition gets pulled in. The Li Ming combo whiffs, but is it enough for him to live? No, Ignition will be picked off here.
Huh. Imported support went to the bottom Webweaver turn-in during that time, and they left Zool solo mid. I can't help but think they had to expect the Kerrigan to go for the combo. I mean, Kerrigan has just thrown out the combos every time she's seen an opponent, and Zool really shouldn't have been there. He should have expected that he would be the target as soon as he showed while his team is turning in.
Hammer gains. Feral Heart. The Trag Ool's Essence. Okay.
Huh, we do not see that very often.
No.
So that is mana gain when you raise a Skeletal Warrior on Zool at level 4. That is a really atypical choice. Makes a little bit of a sense on this rotation map where you're just summoning skeletons all the time, though.
Scalies for days. Okay, we do see the Iron Skin already pop there from Johanna. They're putting the focus in on Foskey, but the heals are there. Bone Prison just trying to lock Kerrigan out, making sure that the combo isn't a threat, and the Dwarf Toss will be enough to escape the combo that was attempted.
Yes, it will. And now both teams have a... Oh, Thrall not getting that turned in. I was going to say both teams have a good number of gems turned in, but... Ooh, Zool picked off. Again, getting isolated, trying to clear a wave. Imported support needs to realize Zool is just not safe against the Kerrigan and the Li Ming. The damage is too much, and he needs to stop trying to solo clear waves. Like, he always needs to have someone with him to at least threaten the return damage or to heal him or something to peel so he doesn't die to these rotations.
Okay, now Arthas found out of position. The Hammer of Justice, big damage flying in, and the Wolf not even needed, as Arthas will be picked off as well. Not only does that give them the kills that they need, it gives them the experience. He dropped about a dozen gems, and the turn-in was picked up on the side of Conform behind that. So this is a big win in the early game for them.
It is, and that is really good for Kerrigan compositions. They have to be happy with this. They're not losing any pressure around the map to Zool. They're completely controlling the rotations. Thrall is going to get good pressure on the bottom side. They did kind of give up the spider, though, in mid lane. Because Johanna was topside, they didn't want to look for a fight here. Now they're all going to rotate to topside. I wonder if they'll look for a fight or if imported support will just split.
Well, Zool did a great job down and bottom dealing with that Webweaver, and just this top one stands. Carrying combo on Derated, but he's got more than enough health. Condemn actually pulling him forward, enabling them to get that hard engage. Iron Skin has been used. Howling Blast was held on long enough, but they can't quite find the damage. Leaning pressure from Soy, just a bit too much. Ignition feeling confident, gonna have to be careful. Soy is on fire. Everything he does is a perfect hit. They follow up. They find the kill. A double kill here. What looked like the situation where they could move in. Like every magic missile. The ultimate value. Soy is playing so well on Li Ming.
Yeah, he's doing insane damage this game. He is absolutely putting in work. And, you know, that wasn't the best Webweaver turn in for Conform, but...
Right.
Because they managed to pick up multiple kills on the backside, they, you know, have a good half-level lead. They don't have any meaningful structure damage, which is a little awkward when you spend those gems and don't get any structure damage. It feels bad, but maybe they can make something happen with their breakpoint at 10. It looks like imported support got the turn in time that they won't. Like, they'll close the experience window before Conform hits 10. There's actually like an interesting timing window that can happen when one team is ahead and then the team that's behind gets the turn-in. If they get it a little too late, sometimes the team that's ahead will get 10 and then the turn-in will hit into the level 10 opponents. You're not 10 yet and you can't do anything. But they're not 10 yet, and these spiders should be able to get enough towers and enough waves cleared out that there's not a really big advantage going towards 10. It just depends kind of how these waves break, but this looks okay for imported support so far.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, level 10, as you mentioned, they have caught up almost entirely as these towers fall. It's going to be near identical timing here. Endo's Heroics are at the ready. Mighty Gust picked up. Ancestral Heal is locked in. The Dream is dead, but right now the Flight of Falstad down and bottom, looking for the Thrall.
Yeah, okay, he didn't find the Thrall. The Thrall backed up just in time as the Falstad flew down. So, no Gust used for an engage there. I know Shot was looking for it, though. He wanted to get that Thrall in a melee range.
He's so hungry for them. The barrel roll will be enough to dodge the Kerrigan combo of the Oculus. Good response line there from Shot.
Yeah, Haas actually cleansed Shot. He didn't end up needing it, but he actually cleansed him preemptively for the Kerrigan combo. And I wonder if Conform noticed that and is going to take advantage of it.
Oculus taking a lot of damage. D-Shield is still available. The Gust up to keep Haas alive. In the Ancestral, a bit preemptive there for Derated. The Poison Nova, though, on everyone is just too much for the Uther to keep up with. An imported support will take themselves a big team fight.
Yeah, that was an insane Poison Nova from the Zool flank.
Oh, man.
I can't believe that Haas didn't go down in that fight. It was so close, but they just didn't quite have enough chain CC, and the Uther didn't get Divine Shield off before the Gust away, so Haas got to just kind of walk out, and despite not having Bloodlust, they still somehow managed to take a team fight. I'm not sure how you can possibly win a team fight without Bloodlust, but
especially with such a suboptimal Ancestral Heal, Dunk Train. It just...
Yeah.
I just wish teams would believe in this more. Well, they're going to get the back-to-back turn in here. They've taken a level lead off that monster team fight victory, and they dropped a lot of the gems into the depths and darkness that were on the side of Conform.
Yeah, they did deny a lot of gems. Only 21 remaining in the coffers for Conform, and now they're on the back foot. They had the kicking competition, they had momentum, they had control of the game, and now that's all lost thanks to one well-timed turn-in plus a good team fight for imported support. And I don't think I think imported support is going to be able to hold on to this one. They're going to be able to keep control of the game, move into late game. The double tank composition just gets scarier and scarier from here on out. As Murden and Arthas, level up, they get tankier, they also do more damage. Especially if those power spikes at 13 and 16 for both of those heroes are pretty insane. And I just think Imported Support is going to be able to take this one away. They're in a commanding position now.
Oh, the Kerrigan diving in, whiffing the combo entirely. Great spread there from Imported Support. Almost just baiting that. The Web Weaver will confirm the one tower. Falstad will confirm the final bottom fort in level 13. Now a 2-level lead should be locked in here for IS. Just look at the damage here. I mean, Falstad shot sitting at 17k already, but 21k from Soy, who has been doing wonders all game long. Although they're more on the back foot at this point in the game, still going to be a big threat on that Li Ming.
Yeah, huge threat. But those two tanks up in the front, I mean, I feel like they're going to be able to tank enough that the Li Ming won't be able to get the resets. Like, the Li Ming composition really wants to find that first kill, and then it kind of goes off. It, starts comboing other people. It gets the resets, but with Avatar and Army of the Dead, Murden and Arthas up on the front line, it's going to come down to, a big Thrall flank or an insane combo. Ooh.
Wow.
Got a Li Ming pick off on the bottom side of the map.
As soon as I just cast a curse him, I praised the Li Ming, and that's all it takes. Soy down for another 15 seconds or so. Shot's going to go refuel his tanks, assuming the Sundering doesn't find him. Okay, he does get away. Thrall was looking at him.
Yeah, that is a little awkward for Conform, but they're just trying to hit 13. They want to get 13 basically and take a 13-15 fight. That's their only shot to deny basically this next turn in from Imported Support. If they don't take the 13-15 fight, then Imported is going to get 16.
Oculus?
Oh, Oculus caught out here.
Okay, Cleanse was already used, so they have to Divine Shield Oculus, but the body blocks of Draded going in with the zombies in the Poison Nova cast once more. Oculus will go down. Fosti will follow. They'll find the singular kill, but it's not enough. With just taking Rhaegar, they find Ignition. But at the end of the day, it's on Soy Assassin to turn things around. 3 for 3, the Ghost of Uther having the impact, but this double warrior in the front. Thrall getting the self-heal. He finds Draded. All of those coins dropped down. Hecarim J finds them, but will retreat. Soy carried that so hard.
I mean, you say that, and he did put in work, but the D-Shield on Kerrigan was so clutch. Imported Support just kept fighting into that D-Shield, and the Kerrigan Maelstrom actually got insane value. It was just in the middle of the team, ticking up extra shielding while the D-Shield was on, so maybe a little bit greedy from Imported Support to just keep forcing that fight when they already got the D-Shield.
Well, that's going to be costly for them. You mentioned they wanted that 13-15 fight, and they got exactly that. And now they're sitting in a much better situation than they were. Sure, they're down to talent tier for a little while, but they do have that gem advantage. They've dropped a good number of the gems off of the map for the side of Imported Support. Hecarim J dropping off just about everything left in the tank. 10 more needed on their side.
They have picked up, shot. They're all roll away from that combo. So they've almost picked up enough now. They're at 9. Okay, 6. There we go. They have enough. If they get the turn in on the bottom side, they only need 2 more gems to go in. And it looks like Conform will be giving that up. They can't get to Murder in time. He'll get it. So they're looking for a fight, but they don't have 16. They're just going to walk away. Uh-oh, Johanna's in trouble here.
Bless Shield was cast. They might have to Sunder to save her. They're turning around, and Sunder and Divine Shield, bit of overlap just to get the one hero out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, using the D shield there is questionable. Using both is really unfortunate.
And Blood Shield too. So like they're defending with 3 cooldowns. Not ready.
It's going to be tough for them. They will get 16 soon. As soon as that top or bottom wave connects, they'll get that from those. But for now, Imported Support's in a really commanding position. Although they did take heavy impact on Muradin, which, you know, I'm not sure I agree with. We've seen, given the access being so insane, and especially with this composition where you know the enemy team is going to be slowed or rooted like all the time.
Yeah.
You have the Arthas, you have the Zul, you have your own Thunderclap. Like, you're gonna have 100% uptime when giving them the axe. And in that last brawl, I can't help but think it would have, you know, definitely changed the way that fight ended if they had had that.
Okay, well, we do see the top keep. The first keep of the game has gone down. All those cooldowns we mentioned just about done. 10 seconds in Sundering, about 20 left for Divine Shield. But it's not ideal for them to lose that keep. They're going to have to fight back quick if they want to get a hold on this game, because those Storm Talents, once they come into play, it's going to make this quite the challenge.
Yeah, I mean, look at the structural advantage, too. Not only is a keep down, but all 3 forts and wells are still alive for Imported Support. They can just kind of retreat at any point back to their side of the map, and they have complete safety. Plus, it gives you, you know, a net. If you mess up, like even if all 5 members of Imported Support die, they still probably don't lose the game, because you have to cut through a whole fort plus a keep to get to the core. And if at any point from this point forward in the game, Conform gives up, you know, a multi-kill, then Imported Support can just run in and basically end the game through that top lane.
It's a tough... At least they have that false side. That's going to...
I just got bottom keep for free.
Yeah, for some reason I thought he was defending, but the damage, the turnaround onto Rego, you can't self-ancestor yourself. Should have gone Bloodlust. That's going to put them on, well, not as optimal of a situation after getting that keep.
Yeah, I don't think that really bothers them, though. Like, you can give up 1 pick. Okay, Muradin needs to not die. You don't want to chain your deaths, cause some weird death timer shenanigans, but you have to be extremely happy trading 1 kill for a keep, especially in the opposite lane from your other keep. Like, it's going to be so hard to defend both of those lanes. Conform doesn't have any global. They only really have Johanna with excellent wave clear, so it's going to be difficult for them to defend those. And yeah, they turned in their gems, but
Shot.
they're not going to get anything here.
They're taking the gust. They're throwing it in. Poison Nova is out. Thrall gets the D-Shield to stay alive, but the Poison Nova is just burning through. Ignition will die in turn from the Ravage, but Slurred now being focused on without that D-Shield. 2 for 2 in terms of the kills. Rhaegar just now respawning, but this 4v5 fight they took was so risky.
Well, they took the fight because they saw Johanna had just left the base. Oh my gosh, shot.
Oculus is so low. He does go down. Hecarim in the front, trying to keep Soy in. That's going to be a Ming Li down. Ming Li into the nether. So many gems are going to be picked up and then pooped right on out. And that is a complete reset on their gem count.
Oh my gosh. That is devastating. Not only did their Web Weaver turn into literally nothing, they also got 5-man ace, dropped all their gems. Now there's pretty much no chance of them getting a turn in for the rest of the game. And Haas and Hacker MJ will just come over here and start the boss. I don't know if this is the best duo for boss killing, but they'll get the job done.
Dude, it's all about the lightning bond. Like, that's what makes it worth it. Look at all the damage it's doing. Esports. All right, well, Heyo has arrived with Zlurd. They throw in the W to get eyes in, but Ignition is also here. 3v5, about to be a 4v5 with Arthas appearing. Storm Shield thrown out. We do see that's going to be a lot of damage being gone onto Thrall. Thrall goes down. Game of throws, boys. That could be GG.
That will be GG for sure. When you have the 5v4, ooh, Shot looking for a pick off. He doesn't know they're in the brush.
The damage in onto Haas. Haas is insta-dead. Brexit boys are outshot. Will live, but the gust it at least forced Soy a little bit further away to not be able to throw out the instant damage. The poison not paying off. Drayded's going to find the kill. Fosti is next. Heyu might follow. No, the indestructible there for Johanna, keeping her up. Heyo goes down, and that's going to be the Gustav Oether keeping them alive. Dank meme, boys, but the boss has made it to the core.
Oh my gosh. All you had to do to end the game there is not give up a bunch of kills. And imported support just, got caught by the gang crush. So hard. Haas got absolutely bodied there. Like, I don't even think they were targeting him, but that'll be game anyway. Catapults. There are actually 4 catapults off screen on the bottom, but my gosh. If that fight had gotten a tiny bit worse for imported support, like they almost did the only thing that could lose them the game. Like if it had been like 1 less death for Conform and then one more death on imported support, they would have actually like lost the game in a situation that was pretty much unlosable. But
they almost
Minion's too strong.
Yeah.
4 catapults on the bottom side will kill that core pretty easily.
Well, I mean, honestly, I was expecting that to be a little bit more in favor of imported support. I mean, they won in the end, but that was there were some dicey moments. Sure, structurally, the game was sound in their victor, but Conform continuously battled back, find opportunities, found team fights, and kept themselves alive. Game 2, we just got the invite to a custom game. Let's accept a Rooney. That guy, Sky Temple Rooney Dunk Train.
Sky Temple Rooney, indeed. This is one of my favorite maps.
Is it?
Yeah, in theory, you can kind of not fight and use the time bomb factor of the temples to win the game, but I feel like in actuality, a lot of the times the teams end up doing team fights, and you get some really cool team fights on the map just because when there's only one temple, it just incentivizes team fights, and the positioning, I think, the way the temples are set up lends itself to really cool team fights in my opinion. It's like who uses brushes better, who uses the choke points better. I think a lot goes into determining who wins a team fight on this map other than composition, which is not true on every map.
Yeah, I've always loved it too. It's become a staple, and oftentimes a game, one map. All regions seem to love it. Guys, we're getting ready for game number 2, currently 1-0 in favor of imported support. But once again, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's been supporting the event. I mean, our prize pool, almost $9,200 at this point. And between the NA and European campaigns for our t-shirt, we have sold over 50 shirts. So a big thank you to everyone for the monster support for Bloodlust. And our draft link has just been sent in. I'm going to give them the GLHF. Should be hopping in very soon.
Yeah, draft will be starting in just a moment. Sky Temple. Looks like Conform Esports has the draft start. Common first picks we've seen on this map are Falstad. Zagar is also very high priority. We'll expect to see those either banned out or early picked. On the rest of the map, this isn't a map that really lends itself, I feel like, to any specific heroes. Like, there's not really compositions that are, insane on Sky Temple that don't work on other maps. So we'll have to see what they go for.
Yeah.
Draft has started now.
Oh, okay.
Conform Esports just banned Falstad. I expect imported support to ban the Zagara. That seems like the default response to this. Pretty much all the teams agree.
I mean, Zagar hasn't made it through at all, right?
No, I don't think she's made it past the ban phase. Well, looking at earlier drafts, yep, banned. Wow. Zagara is the ban master, and this is the first game that she's actually made it through. Confirm Esports hovering that. They're thinking, do we want to pick, is this hero just that broken? And yes, they think it is. I agree. It is insane.
Yeah, I mean, Gonna lock her in. She's a god. She'll be nerfed a little bit in the patch coming, just days away. But if it ain't fixed, don't broke it. She'll be doing wonders here. Ming Li, once again, going to be picked up, this time on the side of imported support, going in with that and the Muradin. And guys, I just realized we haven't even mentioned this at all, but this is all about qualification for next week. The team that wins here does move forward. They have to play in one more matchup. There's another round for seeding purposes, but it will be they'll put them into our top 4.
Yeah. Get a spot for that online tournament next weekend. Both of these teams would like to be there.
I mean, that's like basically a 10K prize pool that you're qualifying for, right? It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Especially first place getting that huge cut. Like
80%.
Oh man. Every team wants to be first.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, every team wants to be first at every event, but this event, first is spicy. You have all the incentive in the world to be first, and imported support with the standard. I mean, we have seen the Leeming Muradin rotate in the 1-2 slot for second pick so many times.
Yeah.
Already today, it just seems like every team pretty much agrees that's 2 of the high tier heroes. They don't show any weaknesses. They're
safe,
just solid.
They do damage. They've got control. Anti-ETC with Li Ming. I mean, Muradin is already like the other best warrior, so it's cool. It's cool to just see that become like one of the new just auto lock-ins as the meta continues to evolve, and it will be evolving, I think, even more after the patch coming this week. Smork Life for Conform. They did this earlier today, obviously not with Zagara though.
Rhaegar Thrall. I think those are 2 really good picks. They keep the composition kind of safe and standard. Thrall, as a deny, makes sense. You don't want to allow them to have that Thrall-Zagara matchup, which is one of the ways to mitigate how much damage Zagara does on the bot lane. I feel like they could have banned it out, though. Maybe they just weren't sure what other hero they wanted to play. We see they're already so deep in their time pool, only 12 seconds left. So, Thrall is kind of one of those standard, okay, we can pick this for our front line, and it's always at least okay type heroes. It'll never be like, oh, Thrall was like the worst possible hero there. He's always, solid. Sometimes he's really good. Sometimes he's just okay. But I wonder if they have something specific in mind that they're looking to ban out, and that's why they wanted to pick the Thrall over banning it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but what are the options right now for laners right now? Do you think it's like a warranted to try to ban out something like even just Zul on the side of Conform, because they don't have lane clear for imported support right now?
Yeah, I have no clue what imported support is planning on doing, so Arthas ban? That's an interesting one. I mean, we have seen a good bit of Arthas Muradin today.
True.
And it's been popular in other regions. Cough EU.
Yeah. Mainly only EU, really.
Yeah. Interesting, banning that out. Actually respecting that so much. But, I feel like Thrall is actually pretty good against that composition. He chunks the tank so hard in the late game. I feel like not many melee assassins are both beefy enough to kind of step up to that composition and actually do meaningful damage to them. So I feel like Thrall's okay there, but they don't want to deal with that. Now, what is imported support going to go for? There's the option to go Brightwing to get a global on this map. But they still kind of need a solo laner to deal with Zagara. They don't have to pick that here. They can leave that for last if they really want. Ooh, Tyrael. We have not seen very much Tyrael in NA, even though he's still really good since the recent changes.
Greyman? You think?
It's possible. I think they're going to send Tyrael to the bot lane, so these last 2 slots can kind of be, support plus anything. It makes sense that they wanted to save their last pick to kind of see what the opponents are doing, and then they can pick their range damage hero. I would really like to see a Tychus from imported support, assuming Conform goes for, a decently beefy front line, they already have that Thrall, and Tychus is really good against Thrall. Good
Okay.
against ETC too. If
Yeah.
Conform locks in this ETC, I would really like to see a Tychus come out of imported support. Regardless of what his 5th hero is, Tychus looks really good into this matchup. He lanes well, he clears waves okay, he can interrupt Mosh Pit, it's good against Thrall. I feel like overall NA is kind of undervaluing Tychus right now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just kind of like a matter of any players getting used to the hero because he was out of the meta for so long. But Greymane has been picked up here for that last slot here on Set of Conform to give them a little bit of burst on top of already lots of good Insane engage with the Maw. Could be Nidus Network, of course, here as well. Imported support, you still just feeling the Tychus, or what else do you think could be strong here?
Still, I think Tychus is really good here. I think he gets a lot of benefit from Tyrael. I think he's one of the tankiest range heroes, so he's good against Greymane, since Greymane really likes to capitalize on those squishier heroes just being able to be assassinated. Even with the nerfs to Greymane, like he still kind of plays that way. He wants to get value from his range form, but he's looking for that execute.
They want lane clear.
Yeah, Sylvanas is fine, but when you already have the double tank, I feel like they need a little more damage than Sylvanas is bringing. Plus, she only has the Wailing Arrow to interrupt ETC Mosh, whereas Tychus has Grenade on a much lower cooldown.
Well, I mean, at least the Wailing is decent against the imminent Bloodlust coming from this full auto team.
Ooh, now that you mention it, could get some spicy Bloodlust action here.
We hadn't mentioned it in the draft yet, so I just, I had to get it in there. Kharazim, I mean, I know that our Brexit boy absolutely loves him. Haas is a big fan of the Kharazim, so we'll see how he does on that hero. We haven't seen Kharazim yet today, so he's not nearly as common in NA as he is in some other regions.
Totally. And with the addition of Ariel, I feel like that makes it Ariel, Rhaegar, Uther, and in NA specifically Brightwing, who see a lot of play. And then like on the next tier down in terms of play is like Medic, who we see some of, but more so bans. And then Kharazim and pretty much none of the other supports get touched. Lili occasionally for countering some of the weird stuff that goes on. But yeah, first monk game of the day. And we don't get to see very many in NA overall. I wonder how well he will do. We've seen North American monks in the past struggle pretty hard, either landing those palms or even just playing him overall effectively.
I mean, how many times do you see them just go 7-sided strike, and then 7-sided strike has... It's almost like a self-cleanse. It's just like, oh, leave me alone. Like, that's like basically the impact more so than the actual damage.
Yeah. The ice block strike.
That like might punch a Leoric twice or something, which is, it's damage. It's damage. We do have just about everybody readied up here. 10 out of 10. I'm going to give them the GLHF. And guys, once more, this is where it all comes down to it, because if imported support wins this game, they will qualify for the currently $9,200 prize pool Bloodlust event next weekend, the main event. And this is singly them for the qualifier. So if you lose, you are done a Rooney. But it won't be the last. It won't be the last match of the night, though. We will have the basically the finals of the day, which work for seeding towards who gets the higher seed.
Cool. This is imported support versus Conform. I mean, we expected imported support. They were definitely the favorite going into this match, but Conform really impressed, I think, overall throughout the day, and even in the last match, they looked good for a while. They kind of dropped the ball in the mid-game, but they've done a good job of coming back, I would say, from tough games. I think they have a chance here.
Oh, definitely. I mean, after seeing the way they were able to bounce back, they knew they had to make some of those risky plays. Like when they invaded on the boss, they knew that boss could be lights out for them, so they took the risks necessary.
All right. Looks like Conform wants the eye. ETC will be able to get there. Easily bodies. Ooh, goes for the slide on Sylvanas.
And so much damage thrown in there in response. So although they might control the watchtower for the moment, they will be losing control of that. And FASD will have to run away. Tyrael hanging out in that bottom lane, patiently awaiting his opponent, which will be Thrall as that solo laner. And just, again, speaking about the laning, we mentioned it, like Zagara, Thrall, probably like the two best laners in the game. Spread out across the map is going to make that early game a little bit more, tough on the decision making.
I wonder why we're seeing Zagara on the top side instead of the bottom side of the map. It's interesting. We almost always see Zagara. Even when you have Zagara Thrall, you almost always see Zagara put in the most isolated lane because she can actually threaten the wall on that side of the map. Since the enemy team doesn't really want to rotate down there, especially if they're tri-lane in top. But she's not getting any pressure on this top wall. Can't help but feel like imported support has pretty much dealt with this Zagara very well so far. Although she is good at pressuring people who are on shrines. Like if imported support gets too greedy here and tries to control both shrines for a little while, something like that, it's really easy for Zagara to poke someone off, but it doesn't look like that will happen. They're going to give up mid 100%. Sylvanas and Monk just kind of pushing out top, and then they'll rotate back up to that top side. Monk can actually just hold that top shrine at pretty much no cost, because he heals so much while he's killing it. Although he did go for Insight this game, looking for that.
That's the Haas special, man.
Yeah,
he just loves to be able to spam out those W's as much as possible.
All right, walls down on both teams in their temple lane. Sylvanas getting a little bit of extra value on this top side, but not enough to write home about, I would say.
Yeah, just a bit. Thrall, is pushing in bottom. Both the temples expire at identical times. Hecarim is currently B-stepping here in the bottom lane, just trying to say, look, I've defended Thrall. Yay, I'm proud of myself. Good for him. Healing ward scooped up there for Karazim. Interesting. Just wants more healing over time, especially because of this map in general, the way that the fights can be spread out. And I love this call to just swoop on and steal that. But the response is there for Conform as they're invading the giant camp on the bottom side.
Yeah, but they're not doing this very fast. I mean, imported support didn't rotate down at all, so there's no chance they contest that. But overall, I think imported support is happy with trading that fort for those giants. They shouldn't do too much. Like, maybe they get that tower, but even that's pretty unlikely with Tyrael and Li Ming taking care of those. And that's just, I mean, that's building damage that just doesn't really matter. Like, it didn't give them any experience. It didn't really accomplish anything. So
when the bottom temple's picked up, it's not going to get immediate value either.
They do have those siege giants pushing down the front and bottom. And if imported support doesn't respond to that and doesn't deal with those, then that value is actually huge. Because if those get on the wall and actually start taking it down, then not only does it get you closer to 10, but it also does damage to this bottom fort area, where the closer you get to killing the well, the less time you need on the temple to actually do so. And if you manage to kill the opponent's temple when the temple phase is, the opponent's well when the temple phase is not very far in, then you pretty much assuredly get that.
Well, cleanse picked up here at 7 for Karazim. Both heroes will actually go for those cleanse pickups, and the builds are slowly but surely being fleshed out. That reciprocate going to be nice for Tyrael as well. Bottom shrine, Thrall patiently awaiting it. Will be grabbing that here, and then, that's going to start to get them that experience that they need to catch up, but we'll see how long they can hold it.
Yeah, Sylvanas is still on the top side. Zagara's on the middle. Neither team has a big advantage here. Li Ming wanted to catch the Zagara rotate. Looks like she will on the way down. I don't know how much damage. Zagara actually got chunked pretty heavily there. Shot doing well for his team. But now they're in a 4v5 for a little while Sylvanas rotates down.
Big power slide in, forcing Shot to back up. Hecarim's excellent, taking all the damage in that healing ward. Did a little bit. Shot. Oh, Draded has left the game. So he's currently this little Muradin, looks like he's AFK. Hopefully that's not actually a bot because, is that the Dwarf Touch animation ending? Because it looks kind of like it.
I don't know, but that is a scary place to do index, man. That
Like,
is,
look at all 5 members.
yeah.
They're gonna put a clinic
They
on Murden.
they want that Murden, dude. He is in the danger zone.
The danger zone. Guys, one thing that's gonna happen at the Real Bloodlust event is Zoya is going to sing happy birthday to Claris specifically whilst eating Funyuns. That was one of our special backer rewards for the Matcherino campaign, and I put that up there and basically insta buy from Caleres because I don't know, he's a troll.
I think we might see on the news, like the day of Bloodlust or whatever, like man kills friend at friend's house because he was forced to sing happy birthday while eating a bag of Funyuns. Like Zoya might just rage mode on Jake for doing that. Oh my god, that poor cat.
He's so
He's
mad.
like, help me.
He's conceited though.
Yeah.
He actually kind of likes it now that he's like, oh, this isn't that bad.
Like, okay.
He's like, these
You may
pets.
hold me and pet me, human.
He does. He's not a lap cat. He's like, get out of here, get out of here, kitty cat. He has been meowing for days. Chat is interesting. I'm glad we're not looking at in game right now. But I hope you guys are all having a good time here with us at the Bloodlust Open Qualifier. It's going to be a crazy, crazy week next week for our actual main event. I mean, like we talked about, the prizing is 80% for first place, 20% for second place. And we hope that produces, like, some good games. We want the teams to really feel that the grand finals means a lot. Because one thing we can't offer is something like you qualify for BlizzCon, a $1 million tournament. Yeah, that's pretty. You're gonna pull out all the cards. So we were like, how can we make the teams play their hearts out? And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good incentive, right?
It
7K
is.
prizing for first place
Yeah,
for an online
that is
event.
good. And like you have to feel so good if you're in the winners bracket, like going into that final match, like when it's that heavy, like you get that one game advantage, it's just like, oh yeah, we're in there, boys. So it's gonna be fun.
It will be fun.
I think I don't know what is worse right now, reading the in-game pause chat or Twitch chat. That's the problem, dude. Like either place I look, I'm losing brain cells. Life is too hard.
I mean, how could I make this more memey? I don't know. I'm out of ideas, man. But it's a struggle. Oh,
It is a
I'm
struggle.
watching myself scoop up the cat.
Scoop up the cat.
Yep.
Scoop up the cat. Don't scoop up the cat. It's bad for you. What is going on? Okay, like I'm here, but I can't load anything. Was just said by Murden. I
So
don't know
in
what
a-
that means, but it sounds bad. Like, guys, I'm here, but I can't load anything.
He's typing in the game chat, but
Yeah.
how can you chat? I don't know.
What does that even mean?
Oh my goodness. Just esports things. He can't even load websites.
That's how I test my internet. I just try to go to Google, and if you can't load Google, you know your stuff is messed up.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Wait, did Heck disconnect as well? They're on the same router.
I don't know.
This is next level, guys. Control Alt F. That's how you pull up the stats in the top left corner. Dunky, you still at the 60 Celsius CPU dream?
Actually, I'm down to 65 now, Dad. I
Oh,
cooled
no.
off a bit, you know. The pause, the hype was so high, and then the pause dropped me 3 degrees Celsius. So.
Yeah. Okay. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Too cool for me, literally.
That might be the first time I've heard that in an appropriate place. Like literally. Huh.
We did it.
I respect that, Jake. I
Thanks,
respect
man.
that. Well done, sir.
Dunk Train gets to come to the wonderful land of Connecticut this week, where we have saltwater taffy, delicious pizza.
I've never had saltwater taffy, by the way. Is that like an actual thing that you guys are famous for? Am I about to go in?
I mean, if we go to the shore, I don't know if we're going to go down the shore.
We can go to the beach together, Jake?
Maybe Friday. After we pick up Zoya, we'll all go to the beach together.
Yeah, have some saltwater taffy on the boardwalk.
I mean, Tempestorm, be legendary or be salty with saltwater taffy. It makes sense. Oh, God!
Game has started, boys, and the Murden did successfully jump out of the danger zone towards safety. However, that will not secure the shrine, the temple for his team. Sylvanas was pushing that whole time, got some value, and that's why they're ahead in experience, but the majority of the temple went towards Conform.
Well, we're back in there in full force. Like you said, Conform took the advantage on the temple, but 10 very much closer here for the side of imported support. We do have that bottom 4 just about dead, so that is a nice victory here on the side of Conform.
All right, level 10 acquired by imported support, just a little bit ahead of Conform. They should be able to get that, no problem. Thrall should be fine. He's so close to his gate in this mid lane. Ignition just trying to get some value, kill some towers.
Oh, I like that. I mean, Heyo was in the perfect place to make sure that Sylvanas would just spread her poison everywhere. The Shadow Dagger like hit every structure it could have.
Gotta get that value, man.
Or the anti-value. Bottom 4, they're like slowly just trying to get themselves in position to push that down, but they know they're not safe to move in there. Those heroics have been picked up, and the Smork Dream is, once again, just a myth.
That's a really small choke point to try and fight into. Conform is not positioned very well. Like, Greymade's not in the fight yet. This is rough for them. Ooh, nice Sunder, though.
Sunder Wonder onto Karazim. Haas will have to ready and dash back to safety. Fausti does manage to successfully grab that camp in all the chaos and to go for the throat. The double finding the kills. Ancestral Wolves on point 2 man. Mosh instantly interrupted, but the team fight with the anti-Maw still going well in the favor of Conform. 3-0.
Zlurd bodied imported support that fight. I mean, he showed his position on the flank, so they should have expected it, but imported support did not respect the Greymade's positioning, and then when he re-engaged, he actually just free-killed Sylvanas. Like, and the palm didn't even go off somehow. Like, that was insane.
Power slide in. Draded is going to get dumpstered, and Zlurd is still alive. The missiles could not quite find him. Those little volleyballs, they aren't Kappa Pride enough, but they do manage to keep Draded alive, so the Oculus not quite able to finish the job.
Yeah, that brush gave him just enough time to take his health back up. And this boss, it'll get cleaned up. It won't really do anything. It's just buying a little bit of time so that Conform can get some temple on the bottom side safely with just 2 people, and now they're probably going to get half this temple down here, and then they should rotate all 5 up to the top side to make sure that they secure as many shots as possible during this temple phase. So the boss itself wasn't the advantage, but just forcing the opponent to kind of respond to it and buying that time, you know, gave them a good lead in terms of total shots out of these temples, and they now have a pretty good structural lead. I mean, leaving Sylvanas Monk on that bottom side to just auto-attack is going to be a little bit problematic because they'll help their temple do so much work, but trading 1-for-1 in ports.
All right, Draded is potentially Ripperoni in cheese here, but they have this Greymane secluded in the top. Heyo coming in with the heals. Draded turning around, looking for the damage. Sanctification has been cast, but that Li Ming shot will end up falling. The damage in onto Tyrael as well. A 2-0.
Yeah, the Sanctification at least forced out the Ancestral. I feel like Tyrael could have escaped if he had left Leaping to die, but I'm not certain. Overall, just a little bit awkward for those two to be so far forward when the rest of their team is on the bottom side of the map, finishing up that temple and pushing the fort. And it got Conform a keep wall and a night camp steal, which is
Big.
a little bit, but
Yeah. I mean, all of this is big. Like, it's like, look, the time they have to spend to clear, it allows them to rotate. They can steal more mercenary camps. They've got the experienced lead. They're even taking out the walls. Draded looks like he's back alive again. Not too sure what's going on his end, but it is it's currently problematic for them.
they are giving up quite a bit of experience on this bottom lane, though. They've missed multiple waves. That's why
That's
they're not
true.
as far ahead as you might expect.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Structure
just throw Zagara or something in lane, right?
Yeah. Like, these siege camps are nice, but they didn't have the wave pushed out at all, so imported support got to basically clear those for free. Like, these aren't going to do any work, whereas if that wave had been pushed out appropriately, then they could have maybe even walked them into the wall, put some damage on. But it's okay. Not a huge loss.
Okay, Ignition. This time, the target that gets blown up here in the mid lane, caught out by himself. Fozdy is trying to, like, zone this Murden into their place. Oculus rotating down, not going to cast that Sundering unless he sees the opportunity to really confirm the kill. Do they even need it? Hecarim J, body block by Zagara, does end up going down Ontario. Oculus not going to snap through that Sunder. I would have, man. I would have gone full smork.
I don't see how Sylvanas got caught out there with ETC not there. It looks like this team composition should have almost no kill potential. Oh my gosh. Shot. Dying. Ooh, just Sunder and then go for the throw. Feels crazy after the Radiant Dash, but all that started with a pick on Ignition that I just don't think should have been able to happen with ETC not there. And no Sunder used. But this will be a keep for sure. 16 to 15. Well, 14 until
yeah, 3v5. Mosh on to the DPS is just too much. Sylvanas was wiggling her way into the skies. The Sanct provides the opportunity for Hecarim J to escape, but the keep will go down. The top wall is already down. This is 2 keeps total, I believe.
Well, it will be once they get this temple.
Right.
If they secure this whole temple, which is not a given, I mean, mistakes could be made, but if they secure this whole temple, ooh, that tower... No, they should still get the keep top. It should be enough if they manage to hold all the shots.
Okay, 15 to 17. No way for imported support to fight back in this moment.
That was a catastrophic series of events. Imported support just really cascading deaths super hard there. Like the Sylvanas get picked off, and then there was another pick off, and then another pick off, culminating in a lost keep, plus the whole temple phase lost. And now the game is in a really problematic spot for them. Like, in order for imported support to win the game at this point, they have to get like a big team fight wipe and really get back in the game structurally, because they're so far behind on structures right now.
It's going to be quite the challenge. Ever since the pause, I mean, they've just looked like they've been crumbling in this game. 16, 18 just about be locked in, but they do at least have the level 16 talent tier where they can fight in an even footing to try to turn things around. Now, if they manage to get that big team fight, yes, they still have a fort to get through, but at least they have Sylvanas. And the power of Sylvanas, they're going for the boss. They acknowledge this as their win condition. But the Sundering, the Oculus is going to have to land a big one. Gets 2 targets with it. They're staying on the point. The Wailing goes into the same position. The boss has been picked up from imported support. Zlurd in the back, all by himself on that Grey Mane. Eyes in the dark. Allows enough time for the Ancestral Heal to keep him alive. And Haas has to self-palm. They have good control, denying the blow-up. Palm does not trigger, and Haas goes down. All the while, Fosty going to go Haunting Wave to save Sylvanas. The boss is marching down bottom with Giants behind it. And if Traded can stay alive here, oh, Hecarim J going to try to get away in the top. The shields are almost dead. He has like 2 HP up top.
Yeah, he barely survived thanks to imposing will, and that was just honestly textbook play with Holy Ground Sanctification. You can't let the boss die before you engage. You have to force the... If you are Conform in that situation, you have to force the engage past the boss before it goes down, or else Tyrael can just holy ground right onto the point, drop the Sanctification, and you can't do anything about it. You cannot get on the point. You cannot knock him off because of the Sanctification. So they really needed to force that harder. And I mean, you saw they tried to do that, but they just couldn't get their team in position quite in time. So good job by imported support to at least deny that boss from the enemy team during their level 20 spike, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They needed not only to get that boss, but also to like crush the team fight and then go kill the keep with it. Just getting the boss and having it die to the keep wall is not going to be enough to actually get them back in this game.
Well, yeah, what I don't like is just the fact that they're opting to trade. They know they need to rotate. They're doing exactly that right now. Muradin has just left that mid shrine. Thrall still holding bottom, making his rotation up. Zlurd out of position. They're looking for the combo, the damage. They don't quite get everything in, and Eyes in the Dark are enough. Wailing does end up flying in as the Maw is cast, but Sank was spent as well. Very costly defense versus just a Maw. And I don't know if it's going to be enough for them to get through this. Ancestral Heal is available. Going to need to be used here onto Zlurd or Soy, but a good restraint. Actually, the Oculus rotating from below, looking for the Sundering, trying to part the seas. He hits absolutely no one. Big damage in on the Oculus. He will be the one that goes down. Suddenly, important support, losing 2 members, only getting the Thrall down, but 2 incredibly low of Hayu and Zlurd.
Oh my gosh. The discipline there, holding the Ancestral, Hayu was like absolutely nerves of steel in that fight. Had 2 low damage dealers the whole time kiting backwards and just held the Ancestral so long into the team fight and got a huge one on ETC. Plus, dude, Zlurd has been a monster on Greymane. He played shot so hard in that fight. He rolled away to get shot to target the Mirror Ball magic missiles far away from himself and then go for the throated back into shot so he could dive past those magic missiles and only get hit by 1 to barely survive and kill shots. So really clean team fight by Conform.
And because of that clean team fight, they get that last temple, the final shots to confirm the final keep on the side of imported support, and they have level 20. I mean, it's just from the very start of that fight, when they threw Wailing and got Mod, and then they used Sanctification because they were afraid of like the follow-up Sunder that never came. Like you were talking about like the just the restraint to hold your Ancestral. Just as much credit for that Sundering, even though it didn't do anything at the end of the day, still good. And shot insta blown up here. This could be a big win on the side of Conform.
Conform should be able to convert this into a game win. If they play properly, they should be able to chase them towards the base. Yeah, Tyrael can kind of disengage, but they can keep the pressure on. They have 20 to 19. None of their waves are pushed out. That's a little awkward. If they wait for mid and top to collapse, they should be able to end. They have the Greymane. They have insane core damage. They have ETC. The Mosh Pit is such a big threat. Here they are. They're going for it. Now they just have to play this safe and slow. They have 30 seconds before Leeming is back. Just take advantage of this. You have the wave pressure. You can absolutely end the game there. Play it slow.
I mean, be like a battle cruiser. Take it slow. They're moving on in. A big power slide gets the Mosh Pit on 3. The Stormbolt attempted there, and the Sanctification has to be used just to try to sustain those warriors. Storm Shield being cast as soon as 20 is hit, but the Ancestral topping off Zlurd. A 3-man Maw. They're focusing the core. We're going to game number 3.
Beautiful Ancestral there. In that huge cluster of bodies on that team fight, like, that team fight is not the way you wanted to win the game, but they made it work just because the 3-man Maw plus the Ancestral hit the Greymane. So, well done by Confirmed.
And 14-2. Spicy. Spicy Dunk Train. Oh no, your Matrix background. It's...
No! The Matrix is leaking through.
I'm actually a little worried for you. You might get pulled in. Okay, guys. Well, we are going to go to a quick... Bloodlust Open, day number 1 with Dunk and Jake. And we are going to game number 3 on Infernal Shrines, all for the qualification of the main event.
I mean, you're going to game 3. I'm apparently getting sucked into the Matrix, or maybe not. Like, as the light outside changes, it's actually funny. You can see it, like, fighting back against the invading.
Now, it appears that Twitch is struggling pretty hard right now.
Yeah.
And I think our stream might have actually gone down, like, for real this time, because it's not loading for me.
Wah, wah, wah. You mean I'm just talking to you? Nobody's
Yeah.
watching? It's just us?
It's just us. Where's the... I need to get the draft link. Did it start? No, it didn't
No.
start. That's good.
Yeah.
Seems to be like a global downage. Oh, not me. Okay. All right. Well, Dunk, let's talk about squirrels. Actually, should I just YOLO and get coffee?
You can. I mean, it depends how long Twitch is going to be down, too.
I mean, usually this is quick. They can't have outage, right? That's not. They'll just like crank up the backup or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't
Their
remember.
water bottles look so funny on a green screen.
Have you seen mine? Look at
Yeah, yours looks awesome, dude. Yeah, I think that's sick.
It's because it's like
you-
it's like a green color.
Did you purposefully buy it for that reason?
No, it was given to me from Yellow Light. It's supposed to be yellow, but it's basically a green. And like I laughed so hard the first time it happened. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna ever be live again. I'm gonna go to Twitch and just look at it. Well, at least we're doing our qualifier, not our main event. Could always be worse. Yeah, even when you go to the main page, the like featured stream it just shows offline. Most viewed game: Resident Evil 4, 0 viewers. RuneScape, GTA 3, Guitar Hero 3, Lineage 2, Final Fantasy 11. Yo, that's actually amazing. The throwback. Yeah, I'm gonna get coffee, and while we're ripping.
Okay. Oh, I guess I can talk because we're not actually on a break. Twitch is actually just dead.
Yeah, I mean it's totally dead. Like,
Soup's homo dead, you'd say?
yeah, I mean if Twitch comes up and people can hear us, that's a dank meme. I mean I'm okay with that, but right now Twitch is rip.
R.I.P. in pepperonis. I'm kind of sad the Rip and Pepperonis meme died. I
Yeah.
really liked that meme.
Me too.
All it's got to remember it now is some little pepperoni cross in Twitch emotes. Rip pepperonis.
Hopefully this doesn't take that long. If it takes too long, maybe like we won't do the final match or something. I don't know.
Yeah. That seems reasonable.
Because
it's
like
just
that's
proceeding.
yeah. I mean like in theory that could be played like later this week, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't, like they already qualified. They're just gonna play for their seeding.
Yeah.
So we started like doing the early mapping out of like the full renovation of the house. Well, at least the whole like downstairs because that's where the studio is. And dude, I'm getting like mega hyphy because I mean I think I've told you like basically what I had envisioned for a long time now, but
Yeah.
where we are, where we're gonna be this weekend. This is I've got like a basically it's like caster desk and then production's next to us, and that's all just green screened and that'll look really good on camera. But what I'm doing for this weekend is to like really make it feel dynamic and really make it feel cool. Is I bought like $600 wireless mics, like well for the whole kit. Like it's like a wireless receiver and 2 wireless mics. And the analyst couch is actually going to be upstairs in my living room, which is actually quite nice. So you guys will get to like just like chill in the living room doing the analyst stuff, have a good time. Like, and it's just going to look like really. I think it's going to have a nice dynamic from like the caster desk is like Bloodlust, dungeony, and then we'll have everyone upstairs on that couch. I got to figure out the way I'm tying in like sponsor stuff to the analyst scene, but. I'll figure that out this week. Oh yeah. This
What
is
are you
delicious.
eating?
A kind bar.
Oh, nice, dude. Did you get yours at Costco?
We buy them on Amazon. We just buy boxes of them.
Yeah, they have them at Costco too now. My family buys them.
There's
What kind
a
are you eating?
it's one of the antioxidants. Cranberry almond.
Ooh.
Probably my favorite. I like the blueberry ones too. Delicious. Dan's Game Boys. You can hear us? That's amazing. Twitch chat saying I hear you. I wasn't reading Twitch chat. Oh, that's
We're dead.
amazing.
Oh, man.
I'm like devouring this candy bar. Well, not candy bar, but into the mic. Oh, that's good. So are we live? Can you see us?
I'm going to try and load the stream right now. You know what's funny is when I start typing in twitch.tv, it immediately autofills Solid Jake GG. I see offline screen.
Okay.
So how are people hearing us?
I don't know.
Did we just get trolled?
I'm like mega tilted, dude. They're like, Jake, no, we hear you. No, we hear you. Like,
But I mean, like if they're clever enough to just say that randomly, like I would respect that.
yeah.
Or maybe it came up for like 2 seconds or something and we happened to be talking about that. Because it's showing offline for me right now when I just loaded it.
I wonder if like the people that were already here, they're like grandfathered into the stream.
They're getting special.
I do like this call, Sophie, on starting the draft.
Yeah, the draft has started.
That's good with me. Do we like? Do we talk about it?
I don't know.
I don't know what the pro play is here. Twitch is totally down if you go to the main
Like
page.
this guy in chat just said, is esports all done? And like, yeah, dude, if Twitch is dead, all of esports is just done. That's game.
No, they said they heard the price point in which I talked about the microphone, so they definitely heard me. That confirms it. Oh no, this is so weird. I've never been in this situation. Anyways, looking at the draft, Zagari, Kerrigan bans, Falstad, Zool bans.
Maybe you should change scene. Okay, there we go. Just in case people actually can see.
Yeah.
Do they not know we can hear them? Oh man, it's about to get meta in here. All right, guys. Draft has started. First pick Falstad, not a big surprise. On Towers of Doom, are we about to get the shot Viking special again? Nice. All right. Zool, Ariel, the response. Zool, really uncommon on Towers of Doom. Ariel has shown that she is insane, though. I wonder if Conform will play Cho'Gall on this map. We saw Cho'Gall work out on Dragonshire earlier in the day, even though I doubted it. It has similar issues here in terms of like getting in position to cap stuff, but at least he's insane at preventing caps on those altars. So we'll have to see how it works out. Meanwhile, as I get trolled by Jake, imported support picks up Muradin in their 2-3 slot. Yeah, Muradin's good. We've seen him just climb and climb and climb in terms of prioritization during the drafts. So it's no surprise to start seeing him be picked really early again. I just wonder if Conform has something in mind for why they picked the Zool, if it's to cover for the Cho'Gall or if it's something else. Because you normally don't see that hero at all on this map. Imported support went with the Lunara. I love the Falstad Lunara composition here. I think those two together is just insane damage on any melees who try to walk up to your team, and the enemy team has already shown they have a Zool who has no gap closer, no way to really threaten or get in range of Lunara or Falstad.
Oh, it's good.
It's so difficult for him to threaten either of those heroes.
And they're also like, just the Lunara pickup. It's a great denial. They don't have to spend their ban on trying to take that away from Conform. They're happy to work that into their composition. This is like the second or third Sonya ban we've seen from Conform. And I don't fully understand it, but I like the Cho'Gall. We already saw them run this earlier today.
Yeah, we saw Cho'Gall Ariel from Conform earlier today. Imported does not want to have to deal with that. Apparently they also smelled the Cho'Gall cooking. Now Conform has to make a new plan, though. If they were relying on that Cho'Gall, they have to think of something else. Wow, Li Ming actually still available. That's a big surprise. She's very good on this map as well. Just like in Cursed Hollow, where not only is there not a ton of wave clear you need to do, but also gets insane value poking over walls and such.
Whoa, the stream like shows an image of us.
How is that possible?
It's like it like loaded and immediately froze.
Nice.
Esports. Okay, Lemingus Dingus has been locked in. Conform Esports. Ooh, they need a tank. They need a tank of Rennie and cheese. I mean, obviously, when you have Li Ming, you can't pick Li Ming against ETC, so that makes ETC quite a spicy option on the table.
I wonder if imported support will go with the Arthas here. We've seen a lot of Arthas Muradin today, and we saw them use it earlier. I wonder if they'll go back to doing that. On this map, it seems questionable. It's difficult to get Arthas in deep enough, positioning-wise, to the enemy team's altar to interrupt. Ooh, Stitches. Are we about to see that Stitches Medivh?
Please? Oh, Dunk Train. Now you got my jimmies all rustled with excitement because I love watching that comp.
I love wrestling jimmies, Jake. It's one of my favorite things. Now, imported support does get the opportunity to pick Medivh if they want to try and counter the Medivh Stitches combo.
Okay.
I don't know if they will. Just because, okay, they definitely need a support. the fact that they picked Johanna means no Medivh for sure. So
Yeah.
they're saying, okay, if you guys want to play Medivh Stitches, go for it. We're giving you the opportunity. Will Conform take Medivh? Come on, do it, guys. You can do it.
Be the Bambi eaters.
So good. Be the Bambi. Just eat the Bambi.
Do you like her lettuce bra?
It's decent. I hadn't actually thought about it before, but now that you mention it, it does look like lettuce. There we go. That's the Medivh I was looking for.
All right, well, things just got spicy. And I'm going to hit record because I just realized I stopped my local recording. So at least for those that might not be able to watch this, bam. So guys, we are just hopping in. This is the draft for the first game. And we're in this kind of weird situation where Twitch is getting DDoSed. So the live stream, we have a number of viewers that can watch it. And then we have a larger number of viewers that cannot watch it. As a result, we decided to move forward with the draft just to try to eliminate some downtime. And I think we'll wait a little bit longer, not too long, before we hop into game one, because many of these players do have a schedule. They have things to do, class in order, homework, whatever. We can't hold them here all day. That's one of the things with online events. We try to make it a little bit less of a commitment than something like PAX, where you're actually traveling and being there.
Ready for action!
They're talking about school and homework now. Wait, how can they hear me? Wasn't that on a delay?
That's very amusing.
Oh my god, there's a giant spider on the wall.
Kill it with fire.
No, oh my god, I'm actually afraid.
Kill it
I
with fire.
I might die before the main event.
Okay. Well, if you have spiders in your house, I'm not coming, Jake, so... Actually, that's a lie. They don't really bother me that much. Spider bros are decent.
All right. Well, I know a lot of people are still on delay. Maybe I just lost track of time.
Yeah. You did do that. We've been here for 6 hours now, waiting for this game to start.
6 hours?
No, I'm just kidding, but
I got really scared.
yeah. How crazy would that be if you just like lost 6 hours of time? Just like blacked out. That'd be wild.
That would be wild. I lost track of the spider.
Uh-oh.
I'm stressed
You're gonna
out.
cast
I'm
and it's
stressed
gonna
out.
show up, dude.
This is awful. Well, we are ready, guys.
What's up? Hey, I can see video now. Nice. All right.
All right, we're jumping on in to game number 3. Qualifications for Bloodlust, the main event.
We get to see Stitches Medivh. Yay.
The stream is alive. We stalled just long enough.
Perfect calculated timing. We're just that good.
And we're just mega esports. Once again, guys, as we are hopping in to this game, all for qualification, there will be a first place match for this side of the bracket after this. So there will be one more match to determine who has the better seeds going into our top 8 event, which is a true double elimination bracket. But a big shout out to Steel Series, Matcherino, Ting, and Blizzard for all supporting us here with this tournament. And Loading on up.
Here we go.
B-stepping of Haas.
He's getting ready, dude. He's fired up. What? I thought we were on Towers of Doom. The draft link lied to us, Jake. This is Infernal Shrines.
I'm Infernal tilted.
I am doomed to an eternity of watching Medivh Stitches not on Towers of Doom.
Like, this draft made so much sense on towers, right? Like, this comp is godlike there. And it's not like the Shrines is awful, but you think about when you're fighting over the Shrine and you have all of the skeletal defenders, like, blocking the path of your hook. Oop, oop.
He doesn't get Gorge until level 10. Don't get too excited, Jake.
I know.
He wanted it, though. You wanted him to eat that Johanna. Carrier behind the gate. Stitches should just get Gorge at level 1, I think. That would be fair.
Yeah, that would be fair. Well, already we see just, that portal constantly going to be a threat. We will see Backlash picked up here on the Oculus, and it will cost him his first life. Not having Shade gives you far less sustain. Looking at the other talents, I believe that is the portals. Yes, you do have the increased duration on the portals. Swift Sweep consistently picked up here for our Ariel player. Orvio player, excuse me. I mispronounced her name. And everything else is what you would expect. Well, I mean, I guess the Lightning Bond isn't mega common, but fighting over the Shrines, it is a very, very good talent. Faster.
Really clean blocking by Toss and Ignition to get that kill. But so far, they haven't been able to use Zool very effectively. Of course, he doesn't really pick up until that first Shrine spawns, and you can actually use him to split the rest of the game. Like during this bottom Shrine, I'm sure he will rotate between mid and top, try and get value there. But Important Support's already in position to start this Shrine pretty much immediately. They're in a good spot for this.
Yeah, experience is well on their side too. The hook just going under the beak of Swift Wing there. I think that's the name of the bird that Fallside rides, the Griffin.
I have no clue. That was the first time I've heard of it, so I'm going to go with yes, Jake.
Yeah, we did it. Okay, well, good pickup. Ooh, Drada gets hooked on in, but no follow-up. And that's kind of the thing. Like, what do they have as that hook follow-up outside of Gorge? Are you going to cast Bone Prison? Like, that's cool and all, but the target can still run. Bone Prison onto Falstad. Good night, sweet little baby shot. Welcome to the dumpster.
Yeah, he got rocked up. He barreled over the wall and thought he was safe, but the Bone Prison still landed, and then Leaming damage was right on point. Soya Saren has been very good on Leaming this event.
Yeah, Oculus is low. The hook in on Draded. Good confirm once again. And that is actually going to turn things over. This was well in favor of Important Support going into the first Shrine. But now we see Conform doing a solid job. But as I say that, Medivh gets blown up. Fosty getting the heals. The big Ariel heals are good. But are they enough? No, he will end up falling here. And Important Support actually end up losing the Shrine.
That was so close. Heyo barely got that last skeletal defender. Important Support was about to take that Shrine over completely, but they just barely don't get it. Ooh, nice dwarf toss by Hecarimj to dodge the Punisher jump, and that means that pretty much no damage from this first Punisher.
Yeah, I mean, they got a tower. Winions? No, just one. Well, 6-6 experience dead even at this point in time. And pretty soon is when the game starts to get a lot more interesting for the Medivh player. In general, Master's Touch should be locked in, and then he can start his journey of becoming a carry.
Yeah, he has to get that Master's Touch finished in order to really reach his full potential. And we've seen some NA teams struggle getting the Master's Touch. It really depends on the game. If there's a lot of skirmishing, a lot of fighting where he can stack up, plus the Medivh player has to play both safe and at the same time get enough of those out to finish in a reasonable time. It's a tough quest. I like
kind of like the dynamic it adds. On the one hand, yeah, it's kind of a must pick, but on the other hand, it creates an interesting storyline. Like, will the Medivh finish Master's Touch? Let's see. Just make sure real quick he did take that. He did. Okay, he's currently at 0 stacks. We'll have to follow his progress throughout the game.
All right, the hook in confirms on Hecarim, but he's able to dwarf toss away. But, you know, all the while that did allow the Khazar camp to throw down some solid damage onto at least one of the towers. Not the biggest of deals, but every little bit of damage is nice, especially if you consider they managed to get a Punisher down there in the bottom later on. But we do see the experience half level ahead for imported support as they continue to just have the better soak, the better rotations, and the superior kill count. And they will be well prepared for this top shrine as it spawns, with the Fallen Shaman camp pushing in the top lane.
Conform a little bit slow to get working on their own Fallen Shaman camp, and I think this shrine looks like Zul is just going to head straight up to the shrine, not interested in splitting. That means that is a lot of experience that just got denied from Conform. I mean, Murden and Johanna just pushed in mid and bot. That's 2 full waves of experience just poof into the ether, and Conform is not getting what they're looking for, although Haas out of position here.
Yeah, 3-man invade going right in at the Haas. The Bone Prison is cast, but Haas will be able to run away in that wolf form. And a huge hammering doing some solid damage, but man, Heyo has the heals, top the team off well enough for them all to be able to survive.
They'll survive for now, but all of imported support got to go back, tap the wells, Falstad full healed, and they're so close to level 10. That half a level lead is really hurting now because Conform knows they can't stay here forever. They're not going to get 10, and imported support will get it off the next wave.
Okay, the Condemn in. Big damage from Li Ming, but not quite enough. Slowly but surely, we see those skeletal defenders going far in favor of imported support. And considering they have their heroics and their opponents do not, well, Conform is just having to play patiently. Zul gonna push out bottom nicely, but the rotation will be too slow to stop this from being picked up.
Yeah, they did send the Zul down, so they had to do that. It's a little awkward, though. They could have sent him earlier, and then, you know, both had 10 and taken a fight, but they opted not to do so. We do see the Gorge has been picked up here. Medivh also went Leyline, which is...
We didn't see it once at PAX.
Yeah, we didn't see it from any NA teams, but the European teams have been using it.
I mean, it's a linear VP, essentially. It can have a massive, massive impact on the game. Look at the ways Lurd is just flying around, constantly trying to provide that threat. Leyline Seal has been cast here. We do see the Punisher has fallen. The portal down to try to allow his team to engage, but no real synergy has been picked up. The Gust forcing Lurd back. His teleporter is still down. One hero has fallen. No more stitches. Teleporter should be ready soon, but Heyo gets stunned out and will be blown up.
I think they thought that last minion was going to die to the fort, but there were actually minions there the whole time, so even though imported support was fighting under the enemy fort, they had minions tanking the tower and the fort, and there was no advantage there to be gained from gorging the Falstad in. That was really awkward.
Leyline Seal's not an easy thing to use, like, especially like without having a ton of experience. Like, we don't know how much Conform has practiced with it. It's definitely a lot more complex than just the VP. VP, you see a clump, you cast it, right? To actually be able to see the trajectory, you got to be like a professional pool player and know the exact balance of everything. That makes no sense, but I'm gonna go with it.
No, I mean, you're kind of right. The slow travel time is so difficult.
Okay, well, they go in, the Gorge, the Condemned, to try to buy some time, and actually, Stitch is like, he waited so long. I guess he was just too worried about the zoning happening. Now Haas is very low, will cast the Ancestral in his death, but the Gust here, forcing everyone clumped up. We do see the Ice Block being cast there, the Crystal Aegis, great teleport placement, getting everyone out on the side of Conform, and they find Falstad Li Ming picking up the kill. Nicely done. Dunk, you're muted, baby.
Skill game, Jake. Skill game. You know, I was talking about that sweet team fight where Conform barely got the secure on Rhaegar, and then like they managed to make it work because of the reset, but that was close. That was super close. He almost escaped, and if he had, then ooh, Sophis has left the game. Imported Sports would have crushed the team fight if Rhaegar hadn't gone down.
Okay, Gorge is in. Portal has been dropped. Condemned buying time once again, and FASD is nearly dead. Hecarim, can he land the Stormbolt? It is in. The shields are there in time and actually getting the shield, but all of that just bought so much time. They spent Gorge to lose this shrine, and Imported Support will be thrilled about that. I love the Johanna response.
Ooh, that's a lot of value out of that Distortion Beam.
Oh my goodness, Feral Lunge in from Haas. Zlurd gets the heal. Leyline Seal for the retreat, but Ignition, oh, he steps back a little bit too far. Dwarf Toss in for the body blocks. We do see the Crystal Aegis gonna explode. Hecarim taking a lot of damage, and the last minute shield just gonna be enough to save Fosti. Very well done.
Portal, though, that's the shortest portal I've ever seen, I think.
Well, yeah, I agree. I don't know why I made that sound, but anyways, they are pushing on in to the bottom. They finally have taken out this fort, and the Punisher is still a ripe little vegetable. Lots of health remaining.
That was, like, actually, I would like to highlight how long that Stitches survived. It was like Force of Will, Aegis, Force of Will, and then he healed up from the Aegis damage, giving... Ooh! Oh, he didn't get the Gorge off. Wow. He could have Gorge tossed there, for sure. At least I think so. I'm a normal hero, you can always Gorge before they can get away, but maybe the Wolf form gives Haas enough speed that you can't complete the cast.
Wolf
Maybe
Run?
it's out of range or something. Yeah, I'm not certain how that interacts, but...
But he didn't get Wolf Run.
yeah.
Wolf Run's ever won, yeah. I don't know. Well, they are so far ahead at this point, though. I mean... Is Stitch just gonna go slam? He got Mega Smash. Is he gonna get the slow?
Yeah, he probably will.
Just for a
So
bit
he
of
can
control.
portal in, slow people, and then pick his target with Gorge. It's just... That's one of the problems when you play this strategy. One of the reasons it works so well in Towers of Doom is you like always have forts to pull people to, and you don't lose experience advantage from giving up the objectives when the strat doesn't work. So here, like, because they lost Punishers, because they gorged someone in and it didn't work at level 10, like, all of the things add up to not only are your forts dead, but you also have experience disadvantage, which makes it harder and harder to contest further objectives.
Well, we'll see if they can crawl themselves back into this one, but without 16, they have to play on the defense very much so. We do have the Mercs in bottom and top lane, mid under siege. If Fosta can be the Australia for beer, I don't know, I always just think of Foster's. I just want to like call him Foster's from now on. Because FASD, that's like so many syllables, Dunk Train.
It is, it's awful. It is, like, probably the least elegant to say name of anyone I've ever seen. Like, imagine trying to say FASD also, like, because his name has it twice, and then a bunch of Z's and X's just to be rude to casters.
Oh, the fly-in? No, okay. Just safety.
Yeah, I was just like to go to a safe position. They do have Lunara set up to get on the shrine while the rest of the team is watching the rotation. I don't hate this. I think this is pretty solid. They're going to know exactly where they are. Lunara's going to be able to get an early advantage. Oh, there's the Gorge, though, but...
Gustaruni and Cheese, they're such a good job denying that. By the time he even made it through the portal, he had already spit out his meal. That dog ate too much food, couldn't keep it down, and now they have spent their trump card, Leyline Seal, as well, on a failed attempt, traded out for Gust and Blessed Shield. So it is an even trade in terms of cooldowns.
Yeah, but Conform's composition just doesn't function, it feels like, outside of that Gorge portal pickoff, and it hasn't worked. I mean, that Gust, like you mentioned, was so good by shot to knock Bast away from the portal so he couldn't take Haas through with him.
Well, we do see already 20 skeletal defenders have been picked up here from imported support, and it's a great position to be. Zlur is going to look to see if he can find that key portal to set them up for the engage, but 16 is still not here. Once we do get 16, maybe this fight could look a little bit better. They're going through, taking a sizable amount of damage. And as they turn around and go back out, look how low Medivh is. He's going to go through the portal, saving himself, but Stitches won't be quite as lucky. And Ignition trying to get in with the Condemn, not quite in reach.
Conform needed level 16 so badly there. They went for the fight without it because they had waited the whole time in that lane for Gorge to come back. But they gave up the kill, and now I think Imported's going to be able to get a keep here. If they play this well. The Punisher should tank this keep with the wall already dead. They can just have the Lunara kill it with the Matrix culling. There's the jump.
Fly a Rooney and cheese in the immediate retreat. That's the shot classic.
What?
I feel like we see that at least twice a tournament.
Yeah, that was an optimistic fly-in point. I think he expected maybe someone to be on the top side of the keep in a bad position.
He didn't even bite Bambi. We didn't have Gorge yet. Okay, that explains it. Oh, there he is. Gobbling up a snack.
There's a portal, but it's not in time. And there was a Johanna inside.
He went through the portal after.
Oh man, mistakes were made, Jake. Mistakes were made. They're struggling to make this combo work. It's tough, man. Like, you have to coordinate. The timing window is not that long, especially when you're dealing with CC from the enemy team or knocking you away from the
Bone
portal.
Prison forces that avatar to be used. The knockback not going to be enough for him to stay alive because he wanted the dwarf toss, so it was enough to confirm the kill. Leyline Seal just on Falstad. Shot on the retreat. Draded is low as well. This is a 5v4, and the Ancestral will be cast here. Big damage in. Shot able to barrel roll back to safety. Looking for the hook. Does whiff. Good juke there from Shot. The Bone Prison being cast, but the... just kidding, he's dead.
Yeah, that was just imported support not respecting Bone Prison plus vulnerability. The amplify damage at level 16 on Zool, so that when the Bone Prison lands, you get amplify damage, and then Li-Ming throws in the orbs and the magic missiles, and they didn't respect that. Murden got absolutely destroyed, and then they gave up another kill just now. Ooh. Stitches gained a lot of health back there.
Yeah.
From reabsorption. I love that talent.
Cool. It's such a cool talent. It makes Medivh like feel like such a playmaker. Like when you predict all the burst damage and you throw that shield up, not only deny it, but that target just gets healed up to full almost. It's so cool.
That godly portal, you were seeing again the absolute mastery of that skill. Yeah, so that was a little awkward for imported support. They gave up 2 kills back to back. They lost a lot of map control and tempo, but because they had such a huge experience lead, and since all their lanes were pushed out, Conform couldn't really convert that into anything. They only have a Zool. They don't have like a Zagara or Sylvanas for a strong Sieger. Ooh, sorry, can't hook people past those little walls. Danger pinging that wall.
Well, this is tough.
Yeah.
Level 20 to 18, and at this point in time, guys, imported support with a strong lead could grab this Punisher and look to make that game-winning push to qualify for the Bloodlust main event next week. I mean, you see everyone falling back, just trying to soak XP. They know if they lose a team fight here, they lose the game. So this is the call they have to make. The defense of this Punisher is going to be difficult.
It's going to be very difficult. Not only are they down 20, but if they wait for this Punisher to be captured and then try to defend in their base, like, there's not as good of places to gorge portal to. He's looking for one right here. Oh my!
Oh! That was the redemption hook. Like, almost worked out if the stun wasn't there.
Yeah, that was insane. I can't believe that hook hit, and then good thing Hekarimje actually blocked that with the stun, or it would have been a dead Falstad for sure.
The fly in, the gust does confirm, and he's actually pinning him to the wall. Crystal Aegis has to be cast here. Stitches steps through the portal, gets the shield from Medivh, which will heal him up a bit, but that's going to actually allow Li-Ming to do a good bit of damage behind all of that good sustain from the defense in that fight.
They will kite the Punisher towards the mid-keep. Oh no, Frost way out of position here. Didn't appreciate the amount of damage that was coming out from the enemy team. And it looked like his whole team was on the kite the Punisher to mid-keep page, and he didn't really account for that. Now, imported support
What are they going to try to do here? They're going to look for this keep, or
They're,
are they going to
they're
look
so
for end?
low. Even with like, Haas like throwing that chain heal out. Okay, the orb and the chain heal combined make it actually pretty decent. Forcing them through the well. Ignition does have
Yeah.
indestructible.
Okay, so they're not going for end, not even considering that. It seems like they want to play this super safe. 21-19. Yeah.
This is tough. I mean, like, all three keeps are down. And this is going to put Catapult in mid, taking this fort down, so that's obviously a big deal. 20's almost here. But they have, like, even if they win 2 team fights in a row, like, it's not even guaranteed they can end. They'd have to win, like, 2 monster fights on the side of Conform.
I don't even know if that would be enough.
Right.
They don't have any map controller pressure at all. They're basically shoved in their base. As soon as they push these waves out, they get pushed back in from the catapults. And they need a miracle. Conform needs a miracle to be able to win this game. Like, they need a Punisher in mid, a 5-man wipe, and then to just run down the mid lane and hopefully end before they respawn and before catapults kill their own base.
Kind of like NA Hots at BlizzCon?
A miracle? Yeah.
Dank memes, boys. Okay, 20 is here. Spectral Scythe going in for that mortal wound. That's gonna deny a lot of the healing of the Rhaegar chain heals. We've seen so many situations where the team was already low. So maybe that'll make the difference. We will see already a lot of damage being applied to Stitch. He's gonna look for that bite. Actually has to leave. The gust here from Shot doing very little. And, well, we do see the fight with the Leyline Seal. Shot goes down first. Nice shield going in, getting Foss a lot of heals. Haas is incredibly low, casting his Ancestral once again in desperation. 2 for nothing so far here on the side of Conform. And if the hook is real... Oh, the portal. They're going through. They find Hecarim. Bone Prison... Gorge. Does the Bone Prison persist through the Gorge? No, you just got bones in your belly, and then Hecarim escapes. Oh, okay.
That was a cute hook, but I mean, even if Hecarim dies here, okay,
Wow.
Core took all the shield damage and is now at 96%. So
They've spent like a month trying to kill Hecarim. He's
my
getting the
gosh.
self-heals. Johanna buying the space for them. The hook is in, but he's saved that Dwarf Toss. The mana is there. Oh, he's looking. He's juking. He's jiving. He's behind the minions, and he is alive.
oh, what did I just witness, Jake? How did that Murden survive?
Oh,
I'm actually offended right now for Conform.
you know
The
they're
fact that
giggling.
Murden
You
lived.
know they're giggling in chat right now. Their voice comms, that is.
Wow. Okay, so they got 2 for 0, but literally no advantage on the Punisher progress for it. In fact, they're actually behind now because they spent so long trying to kill Muradin that they had to go back and heal. And their waves aren't pushed out, so this situation is actually very dire.
Oh, that gust is money this time. That is going to just completely dumpster the hopes and dreams of Conform for being champions of the Bloodlust. Imported support, get the triple kill. Fast in the top, gonna die. Goodbye, Soy. 5 for nothing here in this fight. They will have their victory march to the core. Congratulations to Imported support on qualifying for Bloodlust.
Indeed, they have qualified. That was quite a game. I cannot believe that Murden survived and Conform spent so long trying to kill him. That was rough. That was rough, Jake.
GG's, well played, and congratulations once again to Import Support. Joining Denial Astral Authority, Gale Force Esports, and Naventic in our top 8 event next week. We probably have their opponents already, considering that did take us a little while due to Twitch dying. But then again, maybe the other stream also stalled out the way we did.
It looks like Red Team actually advanced.
Ooh.
So Red Team is Zugrug, Emphu, Rich Hero, Wingsang, Aeun, and Kauai Rice.
You know, a lot of guys that have been around for forever.
Yeah, they
Really.
have.
So big props to them. And that means that they will be playing for seeding in our next matchup. So just taking a look at the bracket. I'm just going to refresh it here. Yeah, red team versus imported support, guys. That will be our final best of 3 of the day. Dunkus, what'd you think of that last match?
You know, Conform actually pretty much impressed me all day, having not heard of a lot of those players. And then, honestly, their Li Ming player was really impressive. So I have to give props to Conform. Yeah, they couldn't quite make it happen, but they overperformed my expectations. I think congratulations to them for making it to top 4 on this side of the bracket, and imported support didn't look, as strong as we were expecting going in. They definitely had a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, I think more so than, like you said, than, coming into this, you think they're like that clear favorite where they're just going to roll face. But they did some silly stuff. The Murd and Jukes were real at the end. But in the end, they did walk away with the win and advance to Bloodlust. So that means, guys, we've got red team versus imported support as our basically seeding match of the final day and the finals of today. And then tomorrow we will have the other half of the bracket. We're going to go ahead and go to a commercial break. And we'll be back in just a few moments. Stay tuned.
There are a few options if you're looking for a phone to use with Ting. You can bring a phone you already own. You can buy a phone from the Ting shop that's guaranteed to work. Or you can go it alone and buy a phone from somewhere else. We'll walk you through your options. If you already own a phone, there's a good chance it'll work on Ting. Bringing a phone to Ting is easy. To check if your phone is compatible, just open up the dialer screen. Punch in *#06#. The number that appears is your phone's unique IMEI number. This number string tells us a fair bit about your phone. Open a browser on your computer and go to ting.com/BYOD. Input your IMEI here. You'll get an answer right away as to whether your phone will work on Ting. You'll also see which services your phone supports. The more circles that light up green, the better. For example, if your phone supports 4G or LTE, you'll get the fastest data speeds available when you're in an LTE network zone. If your phone isn't compatible, or if you're looking for a new or refurbished phone to use with Ting, the Ting shop is your best bet. Here you'll find an array of phones that are guaranteed to work with Ting. Everything from the newest iPhone and Android phones to entry-level smartphones, flip phones, and even refurbished phones. We also link directly to Ting-compatible devices from reputable shops like the Google Store and Apple Store. The third option is to go it alone and buy a new or used phone from somewhere else. In either case, you want to be sure the phone will work with Ting before you commit. For new phones, ensure you're buying an unlocked device and that the device supports Ting's network frequencies. Ting offers service on both the GSM and the CDMA network. We'll talk about what those networks mean in another video in this series. If you're buying used, don't buy unless the seller is willing to give you the phone's IMEI. Run this IMEI number through the Ting compatibility checker to confirm it will work on Ting. In the end, it's the age-old advice: if the deal looks too good to be true, it probably is. When in doubt, give us a call at 1-855-846-4389 and talk through your options with a real person. Thanks for watching.